Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. When I was getting ready to film this video, I came to the realization that this is the last month we'll be planning for 2018 and that we only have 34 sleeps until Christmas. I'm really excited about the holidays. I'm ready for all the fairy lights and Christmas trees and all the love and family gatherings with good food and presents. So for December, I wanted to create a Christmas theme, but I still wanted to make it fun and a bit different. The theme I chose for this month is gingerbread cookies. As you'll see in the video, I really enjoyed creating these pages, and now I can't wait to make some and, more importantly, eat some gingerbread cookies. We start as always with the cover page of the month. I decided to add lots of different types of gingerbread cookies. I used a different technique with a combination of my colored pencils and my Tombow markers to draw the cookies. The way I do it is that I start by adding the shapes of my cookies on the paper. I wanted to keep it simple, so I went with the more traditional designs. So after I sketch the shapes of my cookies, then I go back and retrace them with that red colored pencil. Then I use my colored pencils to fill them in with a light beige color, which is the background color of the cookies. But be careful because you don't want this color to be too dark. Then I take a light brown pencil to add shading and dimension. I'm not being very careful to blend the colors because I'll be using another technique, as you'll see, to make my life easier. So once I'm done, I take my Tombow marker number 990 and I go over its design. What this does is that it blends the colors and makes them more vibrant. You can also use the colorless Tombow marker, which is meant for blending, but it doesn't add any color, so the result will be lighter than the ones I create in this video. I also use a gray marker to add shading around the cookies. And then comes the fun part, where you decorate the cookies. I'm using my Uni-Posca white pen for that. All the supplies I use for this video will be as always in the description below. I found some pictures on Pinterest to get inspired, but of course you can do any designs you want on your cookies. In the end, I decided to go over the outline of the cookies with my red Tombow marker to make them pop more out of the page. I really like how they turned out, and this is one of my favorite cover pages I've made for 2018. The next spread is my month at a glance. Even though I've been using a smaller one-page layout for the past few months, I knew that for December I had to go back to my two-page spread. With all the events and things that are happening during the month, I need more space to write things down. So I created a grid with 7x7 boxes. I also decided to use red lines all through the month instead of black, and of course I decorated the page with some gingerbread cookies. Moving on, next comes my list with the monthly goals. As you may have seen in previous videos, I always separate mine in personal and work-related ones. But of course, you can add more or less categories according to your needs. I added some beige lines to add more color, and I finished the layout with the two cute gingerbread cookies at the bottom of the page. Because I changed my monthly log to a 2-page spread, my weekly task spread has very conveniently moved to the page opposite my monthly goals. Now it's very easy to see what I need to do and allocate a specific time frame for that task. I think that I prefer this order, and I'm going to keep it for next month too. Since I started using this method a few months back, I have seen such a big improvement in my productivity, and I finally get more things done, which is always a good thing. As always, I added a page for notes in my December setup. It's the page for all this miscellaneous stuff you have floating in your head and you don't know where to write them down. I know I have loads of those in my mind all the time, and it feels so good when you have somewhere to place them and clear my head. And the funny thing is that once I write something down, I remember exactly where it is. Does this happen to you too? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, a December setup would not be complete without a Christmas present list or page. I want to be very organized this year and plan all the presents way ahead. Also, I want to do all the Christmas shopping really early to avoid the chaos that happens the closer we get to Christmas time. Usually I start with very good intentions each year, but things happen and I leave it to the very last minute. So let's see if I'll do this again this year. Lastly comes the first weekly spread of the month. I used a layout that I've been using for the past few months and I really love. I kept it pretty simple with a few gingerbread cookies on top and red lines instead of black. Alright, with that we are finished with the setup, and here's what everything looks like. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and as always I'm really excited to see your recreations, so make sure to tag me on Instagram. I hope you have a lovely month ahead, and I'll see you in my next video.